All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Wow, we have got quite a group on tonight. My name is Tanya Cottrell, and I'm a wellness advocate with dōTERRA. I have been with dōTERRA for 12 years. It's just been honestly the most fun and rewarding job I've ever had. And I'm I'm so excited about tonight because I just love this topic. We do this once a month, and it's honestly my favorite call because this has been so life-changing for me, for my family, and for so many others on our team. And we just want to share something really beautiful with you this evening. So I'm going to be joined by some other wellness advocate leaders that are part of our dōTERRA team. So you'll be hearing from Tiffany, from Valerie, from Chelsea, and from Dana in a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of a group conversation that you get to sit in on. You are welcome to pop a question into the chat as we go, because we'll all be watching that and we can help answer your questions along the way. And other than that, just sit back and relax and listen. We'll have a few slides in the last part where we're going to be talking about some actual income stuff. But other than that, we're just going to be sharing openly and giving you a little idea of what is this all about? What does earning some income with dōTERRA look like? What are the different options? How does it work? What would you be doing? All of those things. So I love getting to watch people's lives change with the amazing products and oils and supplements that we have. It has not gotten old. I've loved it from day one. That's really what captivated my interest to start with. But what surprised me is how much I loved seeing people's lives change with the income building option as well. That came as a really just a pleasant surprise in my journey. And so that's why I just love this call so much. So one thing that I like to mention out front, a lot of times people wonder, and I wondered this when I first was hearing about this opportunity way back in 2012. People kind of think, what is this going to be, like a high pressure thing? Are they going to try to drag me in? Am I going to feel like people are trying to convince me to join their team and do this? Is this going to kind of feel like a slimy, like, pitch? And I just want to reassure you, we're not about that at all. We're actually really serious about not being in the business of convincing. Of course, we love it when people join us, but honestly, this isn't informational. We're just here to share what it is, to give you like straight up, like an objective look at what it is. And if it feels like something you want to pursue or learn a little bit more about, that's amazing. We're here to support you and help you with next steps. But at the end of the day, if this just isn't a good fit for you, then it's honestly not a good fit for us. Okay. We're not looking for warm bodies. We're looking for people who this resonates with, and they think that that actually might fit in my life. And I kind of like the idea of earning income by helping people with something that I really like myself. Then that could be just amazing. We want you to do what's best for you, and we support you in that. So, all right, well, we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to bring Tiffany on in a second. She's going to be starting us out by giving us a little explanation of, well, kind of an answer to a frequently asked question. People will go, you're a wellness advocate. How do you know what you know? How do you know what oils to tell people to use? How do you know about these products? How do you know about natural health? Like, I don't have any health background, and I'll tell you, I didn't either. Okay. I really, really didn't. So, we're going to have Tiffany. Can you unmute yourself and maybe share a little bit about how you got started with dōTERRA? Now, Tiffany is a nurse, so she has some medical background, but most of us don't. So it's for everyone. We have medical professionals and we have lay people, and I have an art background and a hairdressing background, and I owned a salon. And I was a mom, so that's my background. Tiffany, can you share us a little bit about your background, how you came into dōTERRA, and then maybe answer that question, like, how do we as wellness advocates learn about the product and become experts, so to speak, so that we can help people with their health and wellness?
Sure, Tanya. Thank you so much for having me. So yeah, my name is Tiffany, and as Tanya said, I am a nurse by trade. So how I found oils, came to know, love, trust oils, and get into the business was kind of a crazy story that I'll spare you the whole thing. But after about 13 years in the hospital, it became very, very clear, very, very quickly that I needed out of there. I just could not continue to do the things that they were asking me to do. And so my husband said, "This is like I understand." I had brought all of my concerns to him, and I was like, "This is how I feel. This is what's going on. These are the things." And he said, "I hear you. I support you. I understand. We need some money. So I support you leaving the hospital, but what are you going to do?" And I looked him dead in the eye and I said, "Well, I think I'll go be a waitress." And I was 110,000% serious. And he kind of laughed and he said, "You're going to leave nursing to go be a waitress." And I said, "Uh huh, yes." And he said, "Tiffany, you slather oils on anybody that gets within 6 feet of you. Why don't you do that?" Um, and so he was the one who kind of catapulted me into it. I had never really crossed my mind as something that I could do because I am not a salesperson. Um, I think sometimes a lot of times people think coming from a nursing background or a medical background, like, yeah, I know how the body works, but we're not taught anything natural. So it's not like I had any kind of a leg up when it came to knowing anything about oils. So that kind of leads me into like, how do you become an expert? Because when people look at me and they're like, "You know more about oils than anybody I've ever met in my life." It is not by chance. It's not because I learned all of that in nursing school. We are not doctors. We don't claim to be doctors. We don't diagnose anybody, but we basically are kind of just a health coach. We walk alongside individuals. We educate them on the natural solutions that are just good for foundational health and wellness. So, as an advocate, you're going to want to get a book that we recommend. It's called The Essential Life. And I actually have one if I can not drop it on my head. So, this is an older copy, and we recommend this as a main product recommendation tool. You can purchase it for yourself, or if the advocate.
Oops, okay, Tiffany, you're frozen. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna hop in until Tiffany comes back and just kind of pick up where she left off. So I'm hoping if someone can put in the chat. Oh, there, I see Tiffany now. I thought Tiffany was frozen, but now I started to question maybe it was me.
All right. So where did
You
we
were
get
talking
to?
about the book.
Okay. So I'll go back to the book. So this is a book that we kind of recommend everybody gets, and you're welcome to order it on your own. But it's just a really great main recommendation tool. One of the things that I do for my wellness advocates or somebody who upgrades to be a wellness advocate on my team is that when they have five qualifying customers get started with oils within 30 days, then I will gift one of these books to them. So that can be something you can have a conversation with your wellness advocate. There's also an app that you can put on your phone so that you can kind of always search oil recommendations on the go. We also have tons of trainings from the doctors at doTERRA, and we can use and other helpful resources all the time. You're always going to be able to find recommendations and information and supplements. And we have group text threads that just kind of go through, "Hey, I have this question. Hey, somebody asked me about this." You just have a ton of support everywhere you look. So what you need to know is that we're going to equip you. We're not going to just like, "Hey, thanks for signing up. Good luck." We're going to give you everything that you need. So I have always had all of the tools I've needed, all the support I've needed, just right at my fingertips, and you will too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Yeah, and there's a couple of books out there that are really great. I think that the Oil Life book, they just stopped making it in hard copy print, which is a bummer, but you can get they used to do a new edition every year. So the old ones are available, the app's available. There's another book called Modern Essentials if you need a book. We can guide you. There's a couple really good ones. You really just need one great reference. And I use the app more than anything. So okay, I'm going to have Valerie come on next. And Valerie is going to talk to us a little bit about the kind of support and training specifically that you can expect if you were to become a wellness advocate and what we offer specifically on our team. And Valerie, it'd be awesome if you maybe tell us a little bit about how you came into doTERRA as well.
Yeah, let me start that way. I'll start letting you guys know that when I first started with doTERRA, I couldn't afford the product. So my enroller at the time, when she finally did sell me a kit, she asked me if I'd like to get free oils. And I was like, oh, yes, show me how to do it. So I went in just thinking that I'm going to get some kind of like discount or I'm going to get some free oils. And I fell in love with helping people this way. As when I started to hear all the testimonies that were coming in, it just like put gas on the fire. And I just went, continue to do it. I just love helping people this way. And now I do get free oils, but I also get some cash. So it's just a blessing. It's been a big blessing for not only my household, but people that I know and love, and it's blessed their households too. So it's been great. So you might be wondering what kind of support and training that you would receive if you did step into this side of doTERRA. First of all, the person you sign up with is called your enroller, okay? And they will be the one to help you launch your doTERRA business. But you're not going to be alone. We're going to be there too. We're going to be there to support you and guide you as you start your doTERRA business and beyond. So there are multiple online team offers that are out there and available. We have the wellness workshops each month, so you can funnel people into those workshops. You can funnel people like friends, family members, coworkers, or anyone that you meet, anyone that you know. They can be in state, they can be out of state, or even in another country. It's online, so it's super easy to access. When you watch these workshops, you'll learn the flow, what we cover, what the products do, etc. We follow the same basic format week after week. It's consistent, so you can consider that training for yourself. And in addition to being a reoccurring event that you can funnel people into to learn. In these workshops, we will always redirect them to you to order their products. Wellness advocates are also welcome to attend, and you can just sit in the bleachers and learn, or you can take a turn teaching if you'd like to, because we already have a script written for the workshops. We also have a team website that has everything you need for training and resources, so you can work your way through the process of learning step by step. On that page, you have access to scripts, training, product knowledge, what to say guides, and everything else you'll need along the way. It's like a one-stop shop. It's ever evolving, but it's always up to date, so you can find everything you need in there, including clear step-by-step guides so that you know how to do everything. We also have a couple of important face group communities. Drop by Drop is our product support group for all things supplements, oils, and wellness. This group is for customers, wellness advocates, and also potential customers who just want to learn. And then we have another group called Metabolic Makeover, and that is specific support and education for the MetaPower line. Again, this is for anyone and everyone who wants to explore, learn, and have continued support as they use the MetaPower system. There are also some topical online classes for continuing ed on almost a weekly basis. You and your customers can do a deep dive on specific topics like thyroid support, or oils for babies, or oils for pets. And then we have a business support Facebook group. You'll want to be in at least one team-wide group run by a diamond level leader and potentially others depending on what your direct upline recommends. Talk to your enroller to make sure you're added to each of these groups that you'll need. For specific business support, every Monday evening, there's a business training and support group available to you too. There are more support resources that you'll experience along the way, but that's a basic overview. The main thing I want you to know is that you won't be alone in this process. You have a robust and experienced team that will help you every step of the way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We are like a family and we love to help and support each other. So I guess kind of the main points that I'm really hearing you say, Valerie, is number one, you don't have to create anything yourself, which really gives people a lot of peace of mind because it's daunting to think about, creating all that support. It's there for you. You don't have to run any of your own groups online. You just simply plug people in to the existing communities and all of the support and all of the education. So we do like to teach people and get you ready to be able to share the basic kind of introductory material. But beyond that, there's a lot of education you just plug people into. So one thing that plays a big role in the success of growing a doTERRA income is the power of testimonials. We encourage our customers to share the stories of how the products are impacting their lives on the Facebook group, in workshops. Sometimes we bring customers on to share as well online. Or if we do any in-person events, we have them going on all over the country and world. They're powerful. Like we're just wired. We're social people. And so when we hear what's working for other people, that's really powerful. Other people learn from each other. They learn from experiences of others. So it's incredibly rewarding to get to be a part of that work that changes so many lives. And it also helps us to educate other people to use their products. So just, it takes that burden off of you when you're trying to, sell something. It's not like you're trying to twist people's arm. You've got a community of people that are like, this works. This worked for me. The products sell themselves. The community is just lifting each other up and telling each other what works for them, and people want what works, right? So, Valerie, would you mind if, do you have, can I ask you another question? I know you work with a lot of people all of the time. Can you pick out like one testimonial, one maybe
Yeah.
story that you've run across recently of how you've seen the products just impact someone's life? It's something basic or something really significant. Either one works. Might be in your family or with a customer, whatever is coming to mind today.
Yeah. So right now, what I'm thinking about is a time when I had a childhood friend who started to get into doTERRA. She started to become a customer, buy the oils and have the oils. And I didn't realize this at the time. She didn't tell me until a little later after she got she was doing her homework and she got onto the digestion. Actually, it was her daughter. Her daughter. Let me tell you about her daughter's experience. So she had been to doctors. She had been dealing with digestive problems. And poor little girl, she even missed her birthday party because she was dealing with some digestive problems. Everyone was there in the backyard to celebrate her, and she was inside feeling sick. So they found that digestion really helped her. And so she has been on the digestion products. She says, I can't be without the digestion products, digestion oil, the soft gels, even the chewables. And she just makes sure that she has that on hand for her daughter. But that was an answer to prayer in their family's life. And so I am just blessed to know that this girl is no longer suffering and she can live, a normal life without those problems.
That is life-changing, really. One oil, one problem solved for one kid. And it's radically changing her life because you can't be a healthy social kid if you're in pain and in the bathroom all of the time, right? So digestion, one oil makes such a difference. I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna bring Tiffany back on. Tiffany, would you mind talking to us a little bit? We're gonna actually get a little businessy here. We're gonna talk a little bit like about sales, marketing, that kind of thing. So we're going to throw a little terminology out at you. Could you come and tell us about doTERRA's retention rate and what that means and why it's significant?
Absolutely. Thank you, Tanya. Okay. So we're going to talk about customer retention rate and why that is significant, especially when we compare it to other network marketing companies. doTERRA has the highest retention rate in the industry. So the average retention rate across direct selling industries is somewhere between 13 and 20%, depending on the company you're talking about. But doTERRA's retention rate is 65%. So that's based on quarterly orders. Most customers are ordering monthly because the LRP, the loyalty rewards order, is so fantastic. So the annual retention rate is closer to 73%. So, having such a high retention rate tells you three things about doTERRA. One, people love the products. So like Valerie's case, that mom of that little girl, she's going to keep buying the digestin because it works, right? She loves the product. Number two, people love being rewarded for their monthly purchases, and doTERRA just changed their LRP rewards to be even better than they were before. So it's really great stuff. And number three, people are just feeling better. If they didn't, they wouldn't continue to buy the products every single month, right? So there's a few things that doTERRA does really well that I'm going to spotlight. The first one is that they have two separate tracks. So you can be a wholesale customer or you can be a wellness advocate. And 91% of the open accounts are just straight customer accounts. So that means that the majority of the people who are ordering every month are simply customers who love the product. And that's really important. The second thing doTERRA does really well is that loyalty rewards program, or you might hear it called LRP. That's really effective. doTERRA gives both customers and wellness advocates a percentage back on every order that they place through that program. And customers love getting the kickbacks, that free oil, or whatever the product of the month is when they purchase what they need, because they can redeem those points for free product. Well, because when you can get a free product for the month, you can also get points on your order, and then you redeem those for free product. There's also special ways to bundle certain supplements, products as add-ons through the loyalty rewards program when you customize your box. So that gives you an even deeper discount, and people really like to be able to afford what they need. The LRP program helps you to get all of the costs down, and it helps you to grow a loyal customer base with people who are going to order regularly. And the third thing doTERRA does really well is that there's only one difference between a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate account, and that is that the customer has a referral link. So when they naturally share about the products that they love, like Deep Blue or VMG, they're going to be able to share their personal referral link that doTERRA gives them. They're going to be able to share that so easily. And so then when their friend purchases that Deep Blue or that VMG, whatever it may be, with using that referral link, that customer will be rewarded with 20% off of their purchase in doTERRA dollars. It's like an in-store credit that they can spend on their next order so they can get free products themselves. It gives us a way to encourage our customers to share without feeling like they have to be a distributor or be a wellness advocate. And customers are naturally going to share what they love with the people that they know and love. And so doTERRA is rewarding them for doing that. But the best part of this brilliant refer a friend plan is that customers, when they give that link out, the order is actually credited to you as the enroller. And so you get a commission. If you're the wellness advocate whose customer shared the refer a friend link, you're going to get that enrollment. So you're going to get a commission off of it. So doTERRA is rewarding the friend with doTERRA dollars, but then they reward you with a commission check just for teaching your customer how to share their link. So it creates endless leads for you, and it's just going to help to really grow that doTERRA stream of income. A wellness advocate, that account is exactly the same as a wholesale customer account, but there's one difference. We have the ability to earn actual income. So rather than being paid in those doTERRA dollars that we can then just spend on our next doTERRA order, we get real money, actual money for sharing doTERRA with others. So you can get a shopping spree for customers, or you can get cold hard cash for wellness advocates. doTERRA's retention rate is not a fluke, y'all. It has been steady for the entire life of the company, and that's going on 17 years. The products are reliable, the products help people's health, and the products really prompt people to share them with others. So then you get to decide. There's a lane for everyone. If you want to stay in the customer lane, you can stay in that customer lane. If you want to be rewarded, you will be rewarded for staying in the customer lane. But if you're thinking that you're probably going to be sharing it with a lot of people, you might want to get some money dropped into your bank account, then you're going to want to take advantage of the support that our team provides, and you're going to want to get in that wellness advocate lane. Either way, you'll be benefiting from everything that doTERRA provides.
Yeah, that retention rate is huge. Retention rate is huge. It's just been a steady force throughout the whole time I've been in doTERRA, and before that. Referral link is kind of new. They came out with that a couple of years ago, and that was just a really nice added benefit. So I love it. Sometimes I see it come through on, in my account on the back end. I'll be like, oh, a new customer. Oh, someone shared with their daughter or their friends. And, I get to remind them, hey, you've just earned some credit on your account. Thanks for sharing that link. But then I got paid on that order and I have a new customer to work with. So it's just a nice added benefit. So one thing that stood out to me is this stood out to me really early in the beginning, and it really mattered to me. doTERRA is a science and research company. I had years ago had an essential oil company shared with me, and as much as I was drawn to the idea of essential oils, it felt very woo-woo. They were not focused on science. And I just didn't, I had a hard time feeling like this is what I could promote out there to the world. And so when I was introduced to doTERRA and realized there's actual like lectures from doctors that, of course, I'm a layperson, they explain it so that I can understand, but like they have an entire scientific advisory council with specialists and doctors and scientists, and both in integrative functional medicine and in Western allopathic medicine. It kind of bridges that. But there, what I'm out there sharing with people, it's backed. It is backed. So not only do we have a quality product, but it's backed by research. In fact, in our classes, we're sharing clinical studies, peer-reviewed research, and citing those research links. It's amazing. In fact, I just was at an event with the doTERRA owners and their doctors, and we were learning about a really amazing study that's being published in the Lancet, So I don't know that I'm supposed to share that publicly yet, but that's a little sneak peek. It's pretty amazing, the level of like high level hospitals that are using doTERRA that come in as guest speakers as well. So I just have confidence, and that's what I want to assure you, is that you can go out and you can share these products with people and have that kind of medical science backing behind you. And that really does help me to feel confident in sharing. So we are going to get Chelsea up here next. Chelsea, would you mind unmuting yourself? She's going to tell you a little bit more about what it looks like to actually, start building something that generates a stream of income for you. And like, what does that look like? What are you building kind of on the back end? Let's see if we have her here.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Tanya, and everyone else for being on this call. I love that it's a team effort. When we look at any wellness accounts organization, customer accounts will typically be about 90% of the organization, or 90% of your volume, 90% of your income. About 10% of a team is comprised of wellness advocate accounts. doTERRA likes to do things in threes, which is nice. It's a really easy number to remember. So when you become an advocate, your first goal is to find 3 business partners that you'd love to work with. You might find someone whose company you enjoy hanging out with. Maybe you have a dinner club with them on a regular basis, a leader in your community, or someone who's looking to make extra income, or who wants to diversify into another stream of income. You may also find someone who's drawn in because they want more meaning or to do something different and meaningful in their life. The idea is that you will find your first 3 business partners, and then you'll help them find their first 3. That's right, you guessed it. doTERRA has been in business it will be 17 years in April, and we have grown to a $1 billion company in our first 7 years. Get ready to type something in the chat. I'm going to ask the question before I tell you the answer. Any guesses on what other company grew to a $1 billion company in the first 7 years? I'm going to tell you pretty fast. Walmart. Good guess, Tiffany. It is Apple. Today, Apple is a today doTERRA is a $2.5 billion debt-free company. And we have postured ourselves in as an incredibly stable company, even in today's economy. We went through COVID and we have come out through COVID even stronger, where we have seen some other network marketing businesses unfortunately close. There are 10 million customers globally, and you as an advocate can choose to have customers and advocates under you from anywhere in the world. You can actually grow a global business. I think that's pretty cool. doTERRA is the world's largest essential oil company. There are 7 founders, not 3, but 7's still a very good number. And together they have 150 years of experience in the essential oil industry. Our company is privately held, which is a big deal because it means they can keep the success of their customers and their advocates, us, at the forefront of every decision that they make. They do not need to answer to investors, so they can stick by their commitment to never compromise on the purity and quality of oils and products or to get rid of advocates. You might be wondering how many advocates and customers there are already. If we're the largest company in the world, maybe there's already a lot of advocates. In the US population, you will be happy to hear we are at a whopping 2.5% saturation rate. So even in the US, we have a very long way to go before we have saturation of market. Another cool thing to see is that we are witnessing men enter this business as well as couples. At this year's global convention, about 40% of the attendees were actually male. This is a huge presence. There is also a huge presence of international advocates, right? Because we are a global business and they come from all around the world. This is truly a business that anyone can do, and there's a place for you and your friends at doTERRA.
Yes, I love that. I love going to convention and seeing just the diversity of age, the diversity of, men, women, from all different walks of life, all over the country. We've got, it's just so interesting, languages everywhere. And yet we're all one family, but it resonates with people. It resonates with people, no matter what culture they're from. People understand that natural is better. And it's pretty fun to see, even on our team, they give us this map in our, on our website that we can track, just to see the countries lighting up, like where the message is spreading and where we're getting those oils into homes is pretty exciting. So, well, we've saved the actual income piece for the end. And of course, income isn't the only reason people love being an advocate. We love making an impact and helping people, but let's be honest, we're not here as volunteers. Most of us are focused on building another stream of income for our households or our families with doTERRA. And I personally love that it's a great stream of income that you can actually use to invest into other streams. So it can kind of help get the wheels going on income diversity. So if you ever wanted to get more into real estate, you can build doTERRA with hardly any overhead expense, get a strip of income going, and then use that as seed money for something else. We've done some of that in our life. We were like, you know what, let's do a vacation rental. And a lot of people do a lot of different creative things, or just investing into their retirement and, their mutual funds or whatever direction you want to go. It's very neat to see how people are able to use their doTERRA income as seed income to do things that they're passionate about or to diversify their financial portfolio. So I love encouraging people to look at it as kind of like a first vehicle to get some extra income flowing in, because so many business ventures or investment opportunities take a ton of capital up front and a ton of risk. And for me, this came into our life at a time where we just didn't have that. We had always been really faithful at investing in our retirement, but my husband had a career setback when he spontaneously had to step away from a business he had been an owner of. And it wasn't what he saw coming, but he felt convicted that it was something he needed to walk away from. And it was in the middle of the economic meltdown, back after the housing bubble crash. So we were a little nervous. There weren't jobs out there. And he started his own business in the office supply world and was able to keep our feet under us to survive. But we had to pull back on our investing and growing that. And we knew we needed a plan in the future. And we just didn't have the abundance that we had when he was in that other business. And doTERRA came along. And for us, that's what really helped us start to grow a portfolio again, because it came with no risk. We got a little bit of product, a couple business, like we really didn't, I mean, maybe I got like some handouts or something. There wasn't a lot that I had to buy, and I was able to make a profit from month one. And that really, really mattered. So, okay, I need to get back on track here. I'm going to introduce Dana to come on. She's going to get into this income piece because you want to actually see numbers. And I really believe it's important. If you're going to think about any kind of thing to invest your time and energy into, you need to know what the payout potential is. And of course, you do what you want to do with it. You take this and you make it what you want to make it, but we need to show you what the actual numbers are on averages and how the compensation plan works. It's kind of like a machine, like this is how it works. And then you can feed into it and see, the machine works the same for everyone. So we would need to know how that works, so you can decide what you want to do with it and what is possible. So Dana, would you mind coming up here? And I'm going to actually share the screen. I'm going to put a link in the chat. This is to a PDF guide that is called the Build Guide. There's like 10 pages here. We're not going to go through all of it, but there is a couple pages I actually have on screens here, and I'm going to pull them up because you are probably going to need a little bit of a visual aid for this as Dana is talking. So I'll go ahead and do that while you hop on, Dana.
Hey, thanks for having me, Tanya.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to get to share with you about our commission plan. The commission is actually what brought me this commission compensation plan is what brought me into doTERRA as a wellness advocate. I think this is going to be year 7 for me coming up in April. So I've been here for 7 years. I'm also a registered nurse, and I had been wanting to leave the hospital for a number of years and just was kind of like, man, I made really good money, and how do you walk away from that? Like, kind of like Tiffany's husband, like, it's great, I'm glad you want to leave, but we kind of need your money. And so when doTERRA and the compensation plan entered my life, like my husband and I studied this with just real intensity and realized that given some time, I could actually leave the hospital, and I did. So I'm excited to share it with you. So we're not going to get too deep. And if you have questions, you could put a question in the chat, or you could jot down a note. We're going to stay on at the end for questions and answers. So if there's something that you need clarified or something that I didn't say clearly, please don't hesitate to ask, because we want you to get your questions answered when it comes to the compensation plan. So Tanya's sharing some of the pages on the screen. You also have the link for the PDF. So hopefully that's going to be really helpful to you. So let's see. There's 4 ways that you get paid with doTERRA. The first thing we're going to talk about is our rank pay. So as you enroll new customers, you then have volume on your team. Now there's a dollar amount for and a PV amount. So the PV stands for product value, and it's the value for each individual product. One reason we say have PV is so that you have customers and team members in other countries, and we can all use the same language and the same product value. So it's our standard currency rather than trying to change dollars for yen, for pounds, for euros, for whatever. And so we can use that same language for that standard currency. And then we have a total volume on our team, and that's called organizational volume. So that's your OV, and that's you and everybody underneath you, everything that they've purchased, all those product values, all that PV added up together becomes your OV. So we're going to kind of start looking at the left side of the screen. When you have, a 3,000 OV on your team, you would be at the elite level. It says here that you would enroll 15 people, but that's not a requirement for elite. That's just an average number of people enrolled when people hit elite to get to that 3,000 OV. For all of the people at the elite level in doTERRA, their average income is about $365 a month. So as we work our way up into the different levels, you're going to see different averages. So at elite, you don't need to have any advocates on your team, but you can. It's helpful, but you don't have to, and it's not a requirement. So that's the elite level. So the next step up is Premier. Now, as you see here, you've got these two little boxes underneath Premier, and they each have a little EX in them. So on them under Premier. So those two EX people need to be advocates. To have these two partners, they would each need to have 2,000 in their OV. So one EX is 2,000, another EX is 2,000, but you need to have 5,000 OV. So all of that has to come together for you to be Premier. And at that level, the average income is about $900 a month. Now, the next level is stepping up to Silver. And this is when we start talking about those threes that I believe it was Chelsea that was talking about. And so this is when we talk about the threes, and this is where the concept becomes more clear. So at this rank, you have to have 3 partners doing business with you, and they each have to reach the 3,000 OV level or the elite level. And when they do that, you hit Silver. Now, the average income for a Silver is $2,500 a month. So now we're really, we took a big jump from Premier to Silver and what that average income is. Now, when you move on up the line, you've got the next rank is Gold. At this level, you're working with those same 3 advocates, and you're just helping them get to the next level. So you're helping them to get to that Premier rank, which we talked about a minute ago. So you've helped them. They each have $5,000 in volume. They have their 2 partners at $2,000 in volume, and you hit Gold. Now, the average monthly income for Gold is $5,500 a month. $5,500. So that's a pretty nice amount. Now, one thing you'll note on the bottom is that down at the bottom of your screen or on the bottom of your page is that you'll see the average time to reach rank. What doTERRA did was look at all of the golds in the company, and they calculated how long it took them to get to that rank. The amount of time it takes the company-wide to get to gold is 27 months. On our team, we have a lot of support. We want to help people reach their goals as fast as possible. Some people want to be overachievers. It's important to know that everybody's journey is different, and there's a lot of variety in how long it takes people to reach certain levels. These are just company averages. Okay, so it's company wide. So we have some that are faster, some that are slower. Your journey is your journey. The growth rate someone experiences has everything to do with how consistent they stay in doing the work that it takes, how much they commit to learning how to build their income stream effectively. And again, you have all the tools you need and all the support you need, but you get to choose your work hours, your commitment level, and in turn, the pace that you want to be on. So it's a personal decision. All right, next. We're going to move on up to the platinum level. Now, at this rank, you're still working with those same 3 business partners, helping them get to silver. And those 3 advocates each will have 3 advocates. So they now each one has 3. And they're helping their people, and everybody's working together to get those 3 to 3,000 OV for elite. So when your 3 people each have 3 people that get to elite, well, then you have 3 silvers, and that promotes you to platinum. And your average income once you get to this point is over $10,000 a month. So that's really, I think for most people, like that's significant income and life-changing for a lot of people. Now, when we jump to the next level, this is diamond, you're going to see at the higher levels, this is where you begin to add another person or another leg to your team. So you have 3 silvers, and you're adding a 4th partner to help that 4th person get to silver. Okay. What's nice is that when you already have 3 strong partners, you can add a 4th and put all of your time into just that one person and that energy helping them. So when you get to 4 legs to silver, you're going to be at diamond, and your average income at that point is about $17,000 a month. Now, before we go into the next 2 levels, I want to say that I understand we can look at these numbers and think, who makes this kind of money? Like, it seems unfathomable to a lot of us. Is it just a handful of people? Like, I remember thinking like who, like, that's not real. There might be like 2 people that make that kind of money. And at doTERRA, that is absolutely not the case. It's one of the things that really, you know, when I say my husband and I studied this, I mean, we really, really studied this a lot. And the idea that we could get to this level of income is one of the things that brought us to dōTERRA. So is it just a handful of people? No. At dōTERRA, there are over 1,000 people who are at the diamond level. And we go to the next levels. I'm going to tell you these averages too, but it's not just a couple of people at these averages either. And when you talk to other companies, sometimes there's only like 1 or 2 people at the highest level. And there's actually companies that there's nobody at their highest level. It's a level that is on their chart, but there's companies that no one is actually there. So the last 2 ranks we're going to talk about are Blue Diamond and Presidential Diamond. So we had 4 silvers for our diamond. And at Blue Diamond, we're going to add a 5th leg. And we want all 5 of our partners to hit the gold level. So I went over what gold was. That's having 3 premieres. Ooh, I just lost my train of thought. So 3 premieres. So you want to have your Blue Diamond, you're going to have 5 golds underneath you. And the average income is $41,000 a month. Now, this is in the United States. If you're in Canada or another country, you're going to want to look at those numbers, but that's for the United States. In dōTERRA, there are over 300 Blue Diamonds. So there are more than 300 people making that life-changing amount of money. That's really substantial. And then finally, we have the Presidential Diamond rank. So we're kind of in the middle of this, the right page here. With Blue Diamond, you had your 5, and here we're adding a 6. So you're going to have 6 legs rolling in strong to become a Presidential Diamond. And you're going to help all of them get to the platinum level. The average income for Presidential Diamond is over $114,000 a month. And there are more than 100 people at Presidential Diamond in dōTERRA, which is amazing because, like I said, there's companies that have only a couple people or actually have nobody that's at their top income earning potential. So to have over 100 people earning this type of money is really, really, and it's incredible. Now, this doesn't mean that everyone who's on here with us today or watching the replay is going to say, hey, I'm going to get to Presidential Diamond. We don't expect that. We don't want to see you think that you're the, you don't have to think I'm the one person who can get the top. If you want to build a business and think, I like that diamond spot, like that's where I want to be. That's the income I need. Or gosh, my family, we really need that silver spot. Like that's where I need. We want to help you get to the place that you need. Some people are just looking to pay for their product and being elite, and you have all the power. So when I think that I could go for diamond and that's life-changing income, and there's over 1,000 people doing that, I can do that too. We're going to help you. You don't have to be the best. You can just look at what we do, what other people do, and we're going to support you. You have the tools and you can hit that diamond spot. It's all about taking a look at what your goals are, talking to the person who invited you here, and working with a team that's really supportive of you personally and your goals. We just want to help everybody be successful. Now, just to give you a picture of what's possible. Now, I gave you some overviews of the whole company, but just on our team alone. So right here on our team, we have 95 people who have reached silver. We have 50 people who have reached gold or platinum ranks. We have 11 that have reached diamond and 3 that have reached blue diamond. And we have several right above us and teams just above where we are that are Presidential Diamond. So these are people that I know personally. Like I've met these people, I've talked to these people, I've sent people.
Dana, I'm going to interrupt you because I forgot to update our list, but we have actually 1 more silver, so we're at 97. Lauren.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I forgot to update the list since Valerie hit gold. So I think we hit 50 on that one. So anyway, just had to throw that in there because it's fun to see the constant growth,
It is. So congratulations, Valerie. That's exciting. Yeah. So, I mean, these are real live people, normal people that you can talk to and see and touch, and they're just normal people. And I think that's really, really fantastic. All right. So we can see the breakdown of the ranks, but there are 3 other ways that you still have to earn money with dōTERRA. So we're going to go in them a little bit here. The next one we're going to talk about is the fast start bonus. Now, when you enroll a new customer for their first 60 days, you make 20% of everything that they purchase. When the advocate, when they bring on new, thanks for this great this slide. So for their first 60 days, you earn 20%.
All right.
That person gets a new customer. then they're going to earn 10%. And if that person gets a new customer, then you earn 5%. And this is an ongoing thing for every new customer down the line, 1 year, 10 years out. Every time you enroll a new person, you get this fast start bonus for them. So the fast start bonus goes for 3 levels. You make 20% on anyone you enroll for their first 60 days. Then you make 10% on your personally enrolled advocates who they enrolled, and then 5% on anyone that they enroll on that next level. So it's up to 3 levels. The fast start bonus is awesome. It's paid weekly. So every Thursday you get a little drop in your bank account. Fast start is paid out for any new customer or advocate in their first 60 days that they're enrolled with dōTERRA. The fast start commission is great because it puts money into a new advocate's pocket really quickly while they're building their way up to the higher ranks. And I remember, early on, this is where the majority of your commission is going to come from, is this fast start, the fast start bonuses. So it's really a brilliant thing that that dōTERRA has added into our commission structure. So after a customer has had their account for 60 days, their account will start paying out a different kind of commission called unilevel. The percentage you earn depends on what level that customer's account lands on in your organization. Something that is very, very unique with dōTERRA is that you get paid a higher percentage the deeper the level. That is the exact opposite of how most companies pay, and it generates a much higher paycheck for you in the long run. As your organization grows, it widens on the lower levels because there's more advocates down there bringing in customers. We get paid a higher percentage on the levels that have the most people ordering, which is amazing because if you think, I can personally enroll, say if I enroll 10 people a month, but I have 10 people who are enrolling 10 people, well, that's 100 people a month, just for a crazy example. So you're wider at the bottom. So you're going to be able to have more commission, a higher percentage where there's more people. In fact, if you take the exact sales volume with the exact structure and you run it through the compensation plan of other direct sales companies, you'll see that dōTERRA pays out a much higher amount on the same sales volume than the others. So at the bottom, does this one have it on here? I don't know if this screen does, but for us, it's like the difference between $12,000 or $13,000 if you flip this upside down of what most companies pay. Where if you have the same sales volume flipped upside down, it's like $32,000 for dōTERRA. So it's a pretty significant difference when you look at what that actually looks like. The last exciting way to get paid is called our Power of 3 bonus. And this is really a great bonus that you can earn on top of your regular pay. It's not based on rank, but based on how you structure your organization in groups of 3. Remember, Chelsea talked about dōTERRA likes 3s. This is all about 3s, friends. You can start earning this in your second month with the company. When you have 3 people on loyalty rewards program, and each of them order 100 PVs, so they have that 100 product volume, or more, and all the orders on your level 1 total to 600, then you qualify for the first level of the Power 3 bonus, which is $50. You can earn this bonus every month. I can tell you I've earned this bonus every month since I started dōTERRA with month 2. So, this is not a difficult bonus if you're, enrolling people and people are loving the products like they love the products. So you can get that $50 bonus. Now, when your 3 partners each earn their $50 Power of 3 by doing the same thing. So you've not only enrolled customers, you have found your 3 partners, and those 3 partners have 3 customers ordering their 100 PV. So you have 3 people doing what you've done, then you get to earn $250 Power of 3 bonus. Now, when the 3 people on your first level do the same thing and they earn their $250 bonus, you'll start earning your $1,500 a month Power of 3 bonus. So you can help people towards their Power of 3 bonuses too. So these are the basic 4 ways to get paid in dōTERRA. It is a lot of information. You don't need to absorb all these details today. You just need this overview of there's 4 different ways to earn income. And we just want to give you a general overview so that you see as others are building this stream, that you have the capability and the opportunity to build an additional stream of income too.
Okay, thank you so much, Dana. That is so helpful. Oops, I've got a couple other slides on here. I need to just get those off because we weren't going to look at those. All right, well, we are just wrapping it up. And the only thing I will add is we talk a lot about finding these 3 advocate partners or business partners. So if you're thinking, but I don't have 3 people who want to do this with me, that's okay. I've been there. I was thinking the same thing when I was contemplating whether to do this. You don't absolutely have to have 3 people right when you start. We'll help you to start finding customers to start with, and then build your organization while you're looking for those 3 partners. And to be honest, who you end up partnering with will probably surprise you, because the first people I thought, oh yeah, they'll do this with me, they weren't necessarily the ones that did. And then others came along and did that I didn't really expect. So some of them I hadn't even met before. It's just interesting how it comes together. So the timing is different for everyone and how this structure comes together. It's not as like cookie cutter perfect as it looks on the diagram. That's just kind of the basics. You know, when you learn a board game on the instructions thing, it looks kind of like a perfect way to score the points, you know, but it's a little messier than that. But it's like a beautiful messy because it still comes together and it still pays out exactly the same as you go. So we will help you strategize and structure your organization as you go. So don't stress about that. We know it's like, we've been doing this a long time. We know it like the back of our hand, and we'll help you with that piece. So we're going to finish. I will hang on for just a second in case there's any questions that pop up. But you might be wondering, well, if I wanted to go ahead and step into this, where would I start and what does it cost? So I love that at doTERRA, it really doesn't have to cost you anything. You don't have to start with a kit of products, but you can if you want to. You don't have to spend like 600 to get started. But quite a few people choose to start with one of the product starter kits. But you can also buy a larger kit at any time at the beginning or at any point. Like whatever product you want to have on hand to use and show people is up to you. We don't want to see people going into major debt to do this. We have our company. We actually have a free to give program that helps people pay off debt. Like that's our big thing. We don't give out cars. We give out certificates when people become debt free, and that's really fun to celebrate, because when you become debt free, you can go out and buy whatever car you want, right? And give, and that's why it's free to give, because you can go out and make an impact and do amazing things in the world when you're debt free. So we don't want you to overspend necessarily. So you buy what's in your budget to start with. And if you want to get a kit that gives you a little bit more product, that's amazing. Is it mandated? No, it's totally your choice. So what I found at the beginning is that it's helpful to get um, a nice kit, because they will ask you, well, what products did you start with? And I liked being able to say, you know, I was kind of between 2 kits. I ended up springing for the bigger one. I didn't go in debt for it, but I springed for the bigger one. And it was nice to be able to show people like, well, I started with a natural solutions kit. And, you know, it helped me to sell that kit more. But honestly, I've seen people start when they can't afford to hardly get anything, and they're just borrowing, you know, sample oils from their upline to start showing and teaching people. Don't let that stop you. It's possible to do at any starting point. So there's no cost to sign up. It's just really up to you how much you want to start with. In order to get paid commissions and bonuses, like Dana was sharing with us, you do need to be ordering 100 PV each month through that rewards program. That ensures that you don't miss a paycheck. And when a customer wants to order through your link or enroll through you, then you want to make sure that you have that order every month so that you're qualified to get paid. I never had 1 month where I spent more than I made from month 1. I decided to hit the ground running, invite a lot of people to my living room to come hear about the oils, because I didn't want to have spent more than I made from day 1. I just was really funny about that. I was like really determined that I wanted to turn a profit right away. Not everybody is that determined, but I was. And so, yeah, it's totally possible to do it, just to let you know. So the next question would be, well, what do I do first? So I'm going to give you a couple of tips that we've seen people have success with. We have this foundational wellness workshop a couple times a month. We've got one more coming up in January. It will be on January 23rd, Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. It's on Zoom. I really want to encourage you to come, but to invite and try to get 5 people to come to that with you. And if they can't come, you can send them a replay, but people tend to pay more attention when they come on live. If they get the replay, sometimes they forget to watch. So if you can get them on live, now invite more than the number that you want to have come. So cast that net out big and then see how many are able to do it. And that allows you to, come on with them, because then you can learn and hear how we teach. But we're going to tell all of the guests that you bring to reach out to the person who invited them for their link to order. And that you don't have to teach a thing. You just focus on inviting and say, these products are amazing. They're changing my life. And you should come learn about it in whatever way that you can connect. Just like if you were to invite a friend, like, have you tried this new restaurant or this new coffee shop? Let's go get a coffee because you got to try this. It's amazing. You just use your way of talking and you do that. And we have tools to help you if you're not sure how to invite. We can help you through that. So just ask your enroller, can you help me know how to invite people? The other step I want to encourage you to do is go look through our team's onboarding training. So that's on our team website. And I'm going to just suggest you talk with your enroller, make sure that you're in our Facebook group. If you want to come into the one that I admin for our team, that is called the Freedom Tree, and you go to the featured post on the top, you're going to find the link to our team website. And it's like the second featured down on that page says onboarding training. And I really, really strongly encourage you to watch that. It's right below the replay of this event that we did. That is going to give you a tour of the resources and tools you have available, and it's going to walk you through the first getting started steps one at a time. So it's kind of like a play and pause. You play, you go do the step, you pause, you go do the step. We'll help you get your direct deposit set up so that your paychecks can go to your bank. You'll know how to find your link, all of those things, and you just do it one step at a time, and it's really going to get you ready to go. So go do those two things. Talk to your enroller and say, I'm interested in doing this. And can you get me the team website and get me in the Facebook groups? Go get that website, watch the onboarding training, go through those steps, and then start inviting to the foundational workshop. And you'll find the invitation graphic and everything on that website and in the Facebook groups. So if you do those, then you're going to be off and running, and then we'll help you with steps after that. So I just want to thank you for taking an hour of your time to be with us. I want to thank our teachers for doing just such a great job and giving us such a thorough overview. And we just hope that you feel equipped to have the information to make a great decision for you. If it's not now, but maybe sometime in the future, that's amazing. If it's a not ever, then we wish you the best and thank you for, listening and checking it out. If it's, yeah, I think I'm in, then we want to welcome you with open arms. And let me tell you, you are going to be part of something absolutely incredible. Wherever you're at, we just want to say thank you and encourage you to contact your wellness advocate enroller with any other questions that you have. Okay. With that, I'm going to end the recording. And then if there's any questions, I will make sure that they get answered.